Hi all, welcome to week 4. So this week you have finished up your literacy narratives and you're moving on to work on your career research paper. And this will be a paper where you will look into a topic in your field of study. It won't be a paper where you discuss, if you're being a nurse, how many nursing jobs are going to be available, or how much a nurse gets paid, or how many certificates you need to become a nurse. But you'll instead be looking at specific subjects in your field, like the difficulties that a hospice nurse faces, or abuse in the hospital system, or something like that. So that's what we're going to shift gears to this week. So first of all, as soon as I finish giving you guys feedback on your literacy narratives, I will give you individual feedback that you'll be able to look at by clicking on the PDF you turned in. And you will also see a video right here where I'll go over the feedback that covers what most of the class has. I will post this video once I'm finished, and it will go over general things that the class needed to work on. After that, your first assignment for this week will be to read over your literacy narrative and the feedback that I gave you and ask a question about it. So this will be due on the 17th, which is Thursday. I should have them graded by then. If I don't, I'll change the date for this. But look at the feedback and ask a question about the feedback. I'm not looking for questions about the content of it usually, or and this isn't about your research paper either. This is about the paper that you just turned in before. So if you ask a question about the feedback that I gave you. Look for clarification. You can ask as many questions here as you want to. But the idea here is sometimes my feedback makes more sense to me than it does to other people, and I want to make sure to clarify anything. Next, you have this assignment here. This is the official assignment for your career research paper. If you click on it, there's a video here of me going through my expectations for it. Watch that video. And then down here you can see all of the explanation of how this paper will work. 500 to 750 words and 3+ sources. And then there's a couple of samples down here. Once you have reviewed that and watched that video, you will go to the brainstorming assignment here. So for this one, what this one will cover is I'm going to give you a couple of questions here. Yeah, look up some topics in your field of study. You should be able to Google your field followed by topics, problems, issues. If you already have one in mind, you can just write about that. And write what you already know about it. Write what you find with a preliminary internet search, and then find a couple of short articles that cover that topic. And you're going to post those here by, I think that's Wednesday. The dates are all wrong. Thursday. So you'll have until Thursday to make your initial post here. And then respond to your peers, at least 3 of them, by Sunday at midnight. Just like we usually do. And if you find people that are in the same field of study as you, all the better. So that's the brainstorming. The next will be a research paper sample questions assignment. This is very much like the one that you did for the literacy narrative. I've given you 2 sample research papers. So both of these made A's, and both covered specific issues in their field. One of them decided to cover several issues, and one of them decided to cover one very critical issue. So read over these and answer these questions. These are mostly going to be questions about how the paper is structured, because that's a really important part of learning how to write this kind of paper, is seeing how the structure actually works. You'll see in-text citations in here that look like this, and you'll see the works cited citations, which is the part down here that looks like this, and I ask you questions about those. I'm not grading this based on if you get those questions right. I am looking for you to do the best you can to figure out what you're looking at when you look at this, for example. So read over those two samples. Both of them did really well in my class, and they're both very good examples of what I'm looking for. Next, you will find sources for your career research paper. And I have a very long video here going through how to find those sources. You're going to use regular Google, you're going to use Google Scholar, and you're going to use a program with the library resources called Academic Search Complete. So I show you in here how to use all of those. And then I also show you how to create works cited citations in Google Docs. So this is a very long video. It's going to take a while to complete this assignment. When I do this assignment in class, it usually takes at least 2 class periods to finish all the way. So give yourself time for this one. This one will actually be quite a bit of work. And then after you have found your sources, you should find at least 3 in here. You're going to create an outline. So you're going to look through the different sources that you have, and based on what those sources talk about, you're going to make an outline for your paper. You want your paper to cover a lot of the same subjects as your sources do, so that way it's easy to find information that you can use to back up what you're writing about. Your paper will be better if you do that, because you will have plenty to work with. So you're going to skim through your sources that you found. You're going to create a thesis statement and some topics, or main idea and some topics. Form those into a thesis statement and topic sentences. And then when you are finished doing that, you're going to find information from your sources that you can use to back them up. So that could be a quote, it could be a fact that you can use, and for each one of your topic sentences, you'll need at least one piece of information like that. I cover what that means and stuff more in this video. You'll see examples of what using information to support a topic sentence means in the samples, but if you get through all of that and you still are not sure what you're doing and you still don't understand, please send me a message or an email so that I can get back with you and help you, because this is probably the most complicated thing you're going to cover in this class. We're going to do it. We're going to do this research process twice, so you don't have to get it completely right the first time. Make sure that all of the writing that you're doing in here, you're doing in Google Docs so that you can share it with me later. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Good luck this week, and I'll see you guys in the discussions.